Two people can write the exact same affirmation. One says, I'm going to be successful. The other says, success is already becoming a part of who I am. Same words, very different energy, very different results. Why? Because manifestation is not about the words you speak. It's about the state of consciousness those words come from. And that's the piece most people completely miss. Hello, everyone. I'm Reshma from Inner Compass, your guide to self mastery. Today, I'm going to explain manifestation through the four brainwave states, beta, alpha, theta, and delta, and why understanding these states can completely change the way you create your future. So let's go. Beta state, the thinking mind. Let's start with where most of us spend almost our entire day. Beta. Beta is your waking, analytical mind. This is where you are planning, solving problems, working, driving, checking emails, paying bills. Beta is not bad. In fact, without beta, you could not function. The problem is not beta. The problem is when beta becomes filled with fear. You may say, I hope this works. I hope they hire me. I hope my business grows. I hope I can lose weight. Notice something? The word hope often carries hidden doubt. Your conscious mind wants success, but underneath, your subconscious is asking, what if it doesn't? That's why thinking positive alone rarely changes your life. Alpha state, where possibility begins. Alpha is the relaxed state. It happens during meditation, deep breathing, prayer, visualization, walking in nature, or those few peaceful moments just before you fall asleep or right after you wake up. In Alpha, your critical mind becomes quieter, your imagination becomes stronger. Instead of saying, I hope, you begin saying, I can actually see this happening. This is why visualization works. You are not escaping reality. You are rehearsing a new reality. Elite athletes do this. Successful entrepreneurs do this. Olympic performers do this. Because the brain does not always distinguish between a vividly imagined experience and a real one. Alpha does open the door, but it does not rewrite the program yet. Theta state. Now we reach the most powerful state for transformation, theta. Theta is where your subconscious beliefs live. This is where your identity is stored. Your habits, your self-worth, your money story, your confidence, your fears, everything. Here is the difference. Beta says, I want to become confident. Alpha says, I can imagine myself becoming confident. Theta says, I am a confident person, and that's identity. And your identity always wins. You don't create what you occasionally think. You create what you consistently believe you are. If deep inside you believe, I'm unlucky, I always struggle, I'm not enough, your subconscious mind will work tirelessly to make those beliefs feel true. But when you install a new identity, everything begins changing naturally because your actions start matching who you believe you are. And this is exactly why NLP focuses so much on identity level change. Now let's talk about the delta state. This is one state that rarely gets discussed. Delta is the deepest brainwave state. It's a state of deep, dreamless sleep. This is when your body repairs itself. Cells regenerate, hormones rebalance, your brain organizes information from the day. While delta is not usually where you consciously visualize, it's where the changes you have practiced begin integrating at the deepest biological level. Think of it this way. Beta is the worker, alpha is the designer, theta is the architect, delta is the construction crew working quietly. Even while you are sleeping, your brain is reinforcing patterns, which is why your nighttime routine matters far more than most people realize. The real secret, so here is what manifestation really looks like. It's not about avoiding beta. You need beta to build businesses, raise families, lead teams, take action. The secret is learning to cycle intentionally. Step 1. Enter alpha and theta. Meditate, visualize, affirm, feel the future, rewrite your identity. Step 2. Sleep deeply in delta. Allow your brain and body to consolidate new patterns. Then repeat day after day, week after week. Because reality does not usually change overnight, but your identity does. And once identity changes, your decisions change, your habits change, your opportunities change, and eventually your reality has no choice but to catch up. Step 3. Return to beta. Send that email, launch the business, have the conversation, take the action. Manifestation is not about wishing harder. It is not about pretending. It is not about escaping reality. It is about becoming the version of yourself for whom that reality is normal. Your future is not created by your occasional positive thoughts. It's created by the state you return to most often. So here is my question for you. Which state have you been living in lately? Fear, possibility, identity, or deep restoration? If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with someone who needs this perspective. I'm Reshma from Inner Compass, your guide to self-mastery. Until next time, keep mastering your mind, because when you master your mind, your life begins to follow.